Salutations everyone, and welcome to part 7 of my infinite part series, Better Know a Superhero. This week, Jon Jonzz, the Fightin' Martian. Now we've all heard about the Justice League of America, we all know about the DC Trinity, Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman, but what about that green guy who's always in the background, who's always there at the Justice League? He's always up in the watchtower, keeping track of things, making sure everything's nice and tidy. Who is the Martian Manhunter? Because he's been part of the Justice League in America in all of his different deviations and reconstructing and retconning and different storylines. The Martian Manhunter is the most omniscient presence in the JLA than anyone else, bar none. And it should be noted that he's third in command in the Justice League of America. Behind Superman and Wonder Woman, it's Jon Jonzz, not Batman. And he was actually the leader of the Justice League International. So what's up with this guy? His origin, as many heroes goes, being as old as he is, goes many different ways. It's been changed a little bit here and there, but they all basically boil down to the same thing. He is a Martian from the planet Mars, Earth's neighbor. There were a lot of Martians. Now he's the last one, and he's on Earth. And I say, last, like, Superman is the last Kryptonian. Some other Martians pop up, but they're not as important as, like other Kryptonians are. Martian Manhunter possesses powers beyond measure. Superman calls him the most powerful being in the universe. Superman calls him this. So why? Why is he considered the Swiss Army knife of the Justice League of America? So let's go over the roll call of the powers that he possesses. And let me tell you, if you guys have a problem with Superman being too strong in your mind, you're definitely not going to like the Martian Manhunter, because he puts all the other heroes to shame when it comes to his repertoire and the strength of his powers. So here we go, the Manhunter of Mars. Super strength, comparable to Superman's. That's right, Superman's, one of the strongest beings on the planet. He is top tier, as I've said before with Wonder Woman and Superman. Jon, Superman, and Wonder Woman are all capable of moving the planet Earth. They're the top three. When it comes to strength, Martian Manhunter is in the top three. His strength has been shown the ability to harm Superboy Prime and many other top-level JLA threats, going toe-to-toe with Darkseid and Black Adam all by himself. Doomsday as well. So his strength is right up there. He's just as strong as Superman and Wonder Woman. So a lot of people tend to forget that. His invulnerability is sufficient for him to take blows of enemies whose strength surpasses even Superman's or Wonder Woman's or even his own, such as Despero. And he can increase his vulnerability by altering his density, becoming super dense. He can change the molecular compounds of his body, which I'll get into later, to make himself more invulnerable, to protect himself against harsher environments of space and, entering the atmosphere, as well as, like bullets and missiles and, other stuff that bad guys will throw at you. His flight, he's been seen flying around at Mach 10. He's pretty much just as fast as Superman when it comes to flight speed as well. Super speed, much like Wonder Woman, about as fast as the Flash is at cruising speed, so he's a fastie. Top with Wonder Woman and Superman, once again, super duper fast. And this allows him to use all of his abilities at a super speed, not just his feats and his flight, but he can use all of his abilities at super speed, including his telepathy, which I will get into in just a minute. His stamina, one of the top. While, Martians have a lot of different abilities, much like Wonder Woman and the Amazons have other abilities. While Wonder Woman's the best Amazon, Martian Manhunter is the best Martian out there. Lucky enough for us that he was the one that survived. Regeneration, just forget about it. Wolverine-style regeneration. This dude can grow new limbs. He can just when he's shattered into pieces, bam, he can reconstitute his body like it was nothing. Shapeshifting. He's the shapeshifter of the Justice League. He's like the T-1000 without any restrictions. He can do whatever his mind pleases. He can change his size, he can change his shape, objects or organisms alive, extinct, imagined, give himself extra arms, whatever he wants to do. Martian Manhunter, forget about it. His Martian physiology allows him to do basically anything that he wants. Makes him stronger, makes him more durable, makes him, it goes into a lot of his other abilities, such as intangibility. He can lower the density of his own mass and become intangible and just phase through enemy attacks, phase through walls, and even phasing opponents into solid objects. Freaking Kitty Pryde style. Invisibility. The dude's invisible. Not even Superman can see him when he's invisible. So yeah, kinda hard to keep track of this dude. Telepathy. The Martian Manhunter is the most powerful telepath on Earth. He can even affect Dr. Fate and Spectre. That's right, Spectre, the right arm of God. Martian Manhunter, no matter. He's way powerful than any other Martians. Aquaman once cited that his telepathy just pings off of Martian Manhunter, even when Jon's brother is present. So, bar none, the best telepath there is, and he can use his telepathic super speed to create a mental shielding around himself as well as others, and create a permanent communique throughout all the superheroes of the Earth, and as well as however far out he wants to expand. His telepathic abilities are so strong that his mind control capabilities can make the Joker temporarily sane. That's right, it's that strong, he can make the Joker sane. So, pretty strong there. Psionic blast, destructive blast of psionic energy from his eyes and hands, as well as telekinesis, which he doesn't use that much. Martian vision, comparable to Superman's heat vision. His breath, comparable to Superman's, freeze breath. This guy's freaking strong. He's got a sonic scream, X-ray vision. He's got 4 other senses that humans don't. So, I mean, he is, once again, along with other heroes, uses his alter ego as a detective. One of the best. He can see things that other people can't. And the guy is just powerful as all hell. Although, he does have one of the most effective weaknesses of all of the heroes. He has a weakness to fire, which has been varied over the years. It's been called psychosomatic post-crisis, after there being a traumatic experience with the Martians, and it's varied in degree of effectiveness, as all weaknesses have. His other weakness is Oreos. That's right, Oreos. That just makes him more badass. I don't know, if you ask me. They're called Chocos in the DC universe, obviously copyright infringement, but it's got a soft spot for them delicious Oreo cookies that, Booster Gold and Blue Beetle keep trying to hide from him and drives him crazy. So, he's a telepath, and he's incredibly strong, incredibly fast. He's a vital member of the JLA. He's been there from the beginning, and he will continue to be there. He's the last of his kind. If you thought, Superman was lonely, Martian Manhunter is just as much so, but is so compassionate and so loving of his new home planet, much like Wonder Woman of Themyscira, that he's adopted it as his own and will do anything to protect it. He's accepted as, one of Earth's mightiest heroes. And let's just be thankful with his repertoire and his power that he's on our side. So there you have it. That's the Martian Manhunter in a nutshell. Not one for the limelight, but that's not really his style. He's more of Earth's silent protector throughout his many different secret identities that he has throughout the world, as well as using his, telepathic powers. He is always working to protect the people and the planet that he has grown to love as his own. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed. Be sure to stay tuned next week where I'll go over my first villain, the greatest of all time.